Hey Lee Tribe, so in this video today, I'm going to be addressing a common question that I've been getting about merch by Amazon, and that is, do I use AMS ads or Amazon's marketing services to promote my t-shirts, which is basically a pay-per-click service that they allow their sellers to use. I think you have to have a certain amount sold or be on a certain tier before they give you access. I don't know what it is. It seems to change, but I've had access to this now for, I guess maybe about, 15 months. I wasn't interested in trying it at all at first because I've never really done well with paid advertising. I didn't do well with Google ads, Facebook ads. I always seem to spend more than I make. But with Amazon, a lot of times I will maybe spend or lose a little bit in the short term, but the long-term gains are worth it. So I'll make my profit in the back end with the organic sales. So let me just say this. First of all, this is not a tutorial. This is just more of an FYI because I get so many questions. I'm going to show you guys what I do. I am not an ad pro by any means. I will also say that of my 100,000 plus royalties that I've made on merch, my income from ads has been less than 5%. So most of my sales on merch by Amazon have been organic. However, I have had about 20 shirts or so in the last year that I've used this strategy with, and I've made a profit in the long run. So I will also say this: if you don't want to spend money on ads, you're not interested in spending any money, this video is not for you. I don't know anyone that has had any type of success with ads that hasn't taken a loss, at least initially, because you have to learn it. You have to be willing to lose some money to learn. So if this is not for you, I'll see you in the next video. But what you guys are looking at on the screen here, this is my Merch Wizard report. Merch Wizard is a Chrome extension. It's a premium extension that allows you to basically pull your data from Amazon's site into a spreadsheet, and they do it automatically with the click of a button from your merch account. And it's so helpful to always see how much each shirt has made, how many returns there have been. You can see how many reviews it has, all that right from the spreadsheet, and you can update it, as often as you want. So what you're looking at here in this row that I have highlighted, this is my most successful shirt with AMS. So what I did is I put the shirt out brand new. I tend to have better success advertising shirts that are new. You would think that shirts that are already selling, it would be easier. I don't know. I've just always done better with new shirts. Don't know why. Anyway, so I put this shirt out 11 months ago at the time I'm recording this video. I'll probably be putting this out next month. I'm recording it in July. So this is what it's earned me in the 11 months it's been out there. I actually have not updated this spreadsheet in the last couple of weeks, so this number is actually a little low. It might be, I don't know, $50 more or whatever. But I have made $1,470 on this shirt. I spent initially about $20 in ads, and then I turned it off once I couldn't keep the ads profitable. So this is what I do. I will set a budget for a week. So I will set up a campaign. I'm going to talk a little bit about the campaign in a second. I will set it up to spend $3 a day for 7 days. So that's a max of $21 spent. So I'll turn the ad on. I'll let it run. If I start spending a lot of money and I'm not getting sales, I'll either tweak it or turn it off. But typically, if it's a shirt that's going to sell, it'll sell within a day or two. And then I'll monitor it to see and make sure it stays close or above profit level. And if it does, I'll keep it out there. But once it starts to drop too far below profit level, I'll just turn it off and let organic take over. So this is what happened with this shirt. I started out initially, I spent $21, and maybe I made 10 right away. So I lost $11. And then I'll turn the ad off and then just let it run. I haven't had a lot of success, and this is just because I haven't learned how to perfect this with, tweaking the ad and keeping it profitable for a long period of time. I'm just happy getting a couple of sales and turning it off, hoping that organic will take over. This is why it's important to do the right kind of research if you do this method that I'm using, because if you have the right amount of competition for the keyword you choose, organic can take over. The key is, especially in 2019, the tricky part is finding those good keywords. Trust me, I know it's harder to find those good keywords. So yeah, this has been my most successful one. Like I said, I've had maybe 19 or so others that have done this. This is how many times the shirt has sold in the last 30 days. And this is all organic. I haven't run an ad to this shirt since 11 months ago. So this is about $120 in revenue per month for this one shirt, roughly. Now, let's talk about the keyword research, what I like to do when I'm picking my keywords. I like to see keywords that have a fairly low amount of results, but they still need to be selling. And trust me, as Merch by Amazon gets more competitive, this is harder to do. So here's an example. Here is ESL teacher shirt. It has 135 results. And I chose this shirt because by the time you see this, it'll be back to school time. It'll be mid-August or so. People are going back to school. So this is a narrowed down keyword that somebody might look at in August or July. There are not a lot of results, but are they selling? So I'll go through and go, okay, 459,625. Keep in mind, I'm recording this in July, so these will probably be selling a little bit more by the time you see this video because it'll be back to school or whatever. So I like to see some t-shirts that are in the 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, at least an idea that they are selling fairly regularly. And this is the other key. So these are the two sponsored spots right here. See, it says sponsored and sponsored. What I like to do is look for keywords that only have either one shirt in the sponsored spot or no shirts. Or if there are two shirts in the sponsored spot, like you see here, if one of them is not really related to the keyword, then I will shoot my shot. Because, for example, dog ate my lesson plan. That is not really specifically related to an ESL teacher shirt. ESL stands for English as a second language. So it's a broad match, but it's not very specific. So if I actually have an ESL teacher shirt and I get a good click-through rate, then my shirt's going to beat this one, provided I'm, bidding enough and all that. So I look for either shirts I know that I could compete with. I can say, oh, I can do better than that. I've got a better idea, or I have a clever idea, or I try to find keywords that don't have any ads at all. And there are some out there, especially if you find the low competition keywords. And if you haven't learned by now from my videos, in 2019, whether you're doing ads or whether you're doing organic, it's all about those low competition keywords. At least for me. I'm sure there's some people out there that are doing well with the competitive terms. Like I said, I'm not a pro at this. I've done better picking low competition keywords, or I'll look for keywords that don't have a lot of ads, or if any at all, and the designs are either very bland or I feel like I have a better idea that will catch. And that seems to work the best for me. And again, they seem to be new shirts that I have just uploaded that seem to do the best. I don't know why. So that's my strategy. Now, 135 results. That's very, very... It's low competition, but when you see a number that low, usually it means they're probably not selling a lot. I like to see a little bit more action with the BSRs for this one. I would like it to be maybe, 600-700 results with maybe some more t-shirts down here in the 200,000 range, 300,000 range. I'm not getting that much here yet, but it is July. Maybe by August, this keyword will look a little bit more active. So that's kind of what I do. I look for these low competition keywords and I look at the competition for the sponsored slots. And if I feel like I can compete, then I'll go for it. So this is what I do when I fill out the AMS form. I always choose the sponsored ads, which is the first one that you select when you go to AMS's website. Now for the default bid, I used to put it at 75, but I read somewhere and people are like, no, don't do that. You'll spend too much money. So now I kind of look at the suggested bid. And if I'm really confident that my design is like catchy or funny or whatever, I'll bid a little bit higher than the suggested bid. So I might put it at 40 cents or whatever. So how ads work is that you bid competitively and they will rotate your shirt. And if your shirt gets clicks and or sales, it will maintain its spot. Everything is always about click-through rate. So if you're talking about organic, if you're talking about ads, you want to get the clicks. So what's going to get the clicks? A relevant design that matches your keyword, a good eye-catching design, something funny, something clever. And so all that has to come into play so you get clicks. So that's how it works. And in terms of targeting, I always do keyword targeting, and then I always enter my keywords manually, always. So I'll start typing the main keyword, then I'll go down here and I will select all the suggestions that they give me. Then I will go through here and clean up the ones that don't really relate to my shirt. Now, some people will leave these broader, less relevant keywords in here. I don't. I like my keywords to be specific to the t-shirt. And like I said, I try to get at least 30 keywords because the more keywords you have, the more exposure potential you will have for your shirt. The rest is up to your bid and then how great and how catchy or whatever your design is. So after I do that, if I'm doing a shirt for women and I don't want my shirt showing up for like men keywords, then I will put men and boys down here in the negative phrase. The other thing I didn't mention, I always choose broad. You'll show up for the keywords that you list here, but you will also show up for related keywords. So they might not all be super specific, but I was told that this is the best one to choose. If you go with exact, your shirt will only show for the exact keywords that you list here. But like I said, you guys, I really don't spend a lot of time. Like I know people that sit here and they monitor their ads daily and they're constantly tweaking. And these are probably people that do really well with advertising. But for me, I just set a budget that I'm comfortable with, $20 a week or whatever. And then if I see the shirt has, I've spent $5 and I haven't sold, I'm like, whoa, I need to either adjust this or turn it off. And that's just kind of how I roll. And then if it does sell, I'll let it run until it drops below profit level. And then I'll just let organic take over. And like I said, I've got about 20 shirts that have done what this shirt has done. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. But I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to do that research early on and get a low competition keyword and just try to find a keyword that either doesn't have a lot of ads in those first two slots or the shirts in the ad or in that slot aren't as relevant. So that's pretty much how I do AMS ads. Like I said, I'm not a pro, but I get so many questions about this. And I thought I'd do this video in case somebody wants to spend a little money and see how it works for them. And I'd love to hear in the comments, those of you who are pros, if you have anything to share, if I'm doing something wrong, or if you have suggestions, put them down in the comments. And I'll also understand if you don't want to give suggestions because that would just add more competition to your advertising. So I can't be mad at you for that either. But thanks for watching, y'all, and I'll talk to you later.